Right now, as our photog BK is showing, it is a little bit slushy out there, so nothing too significant. However, like I mentioned, travel along I-17 is certainly going to be impactful. In fact, earlier we saw a couple of wipeouts, at least 5 to 8. Snowplows, though, they've been out and about, whether it be along I-17, or even here in Flagstaff. But overall conditions, as you join us, you can see the snow, which, by the way, has been pretty light in nature. It's been sporadic and on and off. We've either had some light snow, a little bit of a wintry mixture of rain and snow, and right now it looks as though the sun is starting to peek through the clouds, and it's pretty dry right now. It looks as though things are nice and calm. Certainly wasn't the case earlier today, but we have the first snowfall here in Flagstaff of 2026, and we talked to a lot of folks here that were just out and about. A lot of people visiting from the valley, actually. We spoke to some folks that traveled from Phoenix to here because they wanted to experience the snow, and they get to experience it today. I mean, how beautiful is this? You can see the trees here in the distance, the beautiful pines as well. Again, you can see the cloud coverage starting to break down just a little bit. The sun is starting to peek through, but it is a beautiful day here in Flagstaff. Again, we've been seeing some on and off snow activity. The winds have certainly been a little bit windy at times, but I-17, and I'm sure Isabella and Erica will have more information on just the travel impacts that you folks may endure. So we'll continue to provide you updates here in Flagstaff, but overall, it is beautiful. If you want to travel up here, I definitely think you should. And build some snowmen. Look at this guy. How cute is this? But I'll turn it back to you guys over there in the streaming studio to map out what the rest of the state is looking like.
Great. Thank you so much, Ashley. I don't know if you can still hear me. Oh, before you, okay, she's going. She can hear you. Oh, Ashley, before you go, I was wondering if you could talk to us about how the drive was up there. I know we're heading into the weekend. A lot of people might be wanting to experience that snowfall. There is a winter weather advisory up in Flagstaff right now. Can you touch on just the travel, how it took to get up there?
Yeah, as I had mentioned earlier, I-17 was a little bit icy and dicey. We saw some very reduced visibility, some very dense fog on and off. We had either some light rain, wintry mixture, or just straight snow. The speed limit there, 75. Definitely want to go much slower. As we had mentioned earlier, we saw at least 5 to 8 wipeouts. People, going on the side of the road because it's a little bit treacherous at times, especially the higher up in elevation you go. The snow plowers, though, they've been out there. They're doing their jobs, but there are some portions of I-17 that are closed northbound due to those road conditions that are severe at times. So I want to say to anyone that has plans of traveling up here, whether it be today or tomorrow, definitely be prepared for winter driving. Make sure that your car is equipped for those driving conditions. I mean, we've seen big 4x4s also struggling to drive on these roads up here in Flagstaff. So definitely, you know the saying, pack your patience. It really is true. You want to slow it down, take it easy, and just make sure that you're prepared if anything goes awry when it comes to travel up here. But other than that, if you are well equipped, you're going to enjoy yourselves here in Flagstaff. It's so beautiful. But of course, especially when we're under a winter weather alert, just be prepared for that.
So much, Ashley. Beautiful conditions up there. I love the snow, and I know Erica is going to talk a little bit more about how those conditions are up that way. As I mentioned, winter weather advisory already up in northern Arizona. Erica, I'm going to bring you in.
Okay, yeah. Well, you have all of these winter weather advisories in effect across the state until 8 p.m. for up on the Kaibab Plateau, including the San Francisco Peaks and all the way down the rim. And so that's where we are going to be seeing that heavy snow continuing through this afternoon, evening, and even into the overnight hours. Up in the northeast part of the state, the Chusca Mountains, Black Mesa, also under that winter weather advisory until 11 p.m. tonight. And the White Mountains are under that as well until 11 p.m. Also expecting some very strong wind gusts, which will be causing blowing and drifting snow and creating some icy conditions on those roadways. And then further down, even all the way into the Tucson area, the mountains there like Mount Lemmon seeing that winter weather advisory until 11 p.m. So most of these winter weather advisories are up on top of the rim. That means that spots like Payson or Prescott, you guys could see some snow, but you're not going to be seeing nearly quite as much. So let's take a look at satellite and radar. Here's that storm system that's currently spinning its way through Arizona. Look at all of that rain we have across the valley. Oh my gosh, it's been coming in these waves, and the way that it's been moving, it really kept a line going right through central Phoenix for a long time. You can see that that line there, and I personally was driving through that. It was absolutely torrential. It looks like that line has dissipated a little bit, and now we're seeing just some heavier pockets of rain in different parts of the valley. So one of those is going to be over the I-10, the 202, seeing some really heavy rain there in Tempe. And another one of these heavier downpours is in South Phoenix. It does kind of look like that's right over South Mountain at this time. But further south toward Ahwatukee, you guys are seeing some really heavy downpours and some thunderstorms as well. Thunderstorms are going to keep moving through this evening, and they're not bringing too strong of wind gusts, only up to around 35 miles per hour or so, and some really small hail. I did see some of that small hail out there, and it's easier to get hail this time of year when we have that cold air in the upper levels that's below freezing. Here's a look at some of the other heavy downpours. We're seeing these out toward Litchfield Park, and that's going to be between the 303 and the 101, just north of the I-10. Some light rain through Peoria and Surprise, some light showers in Deer Valley, and we're seeing some heavier storms just to the east of North Scottsdale, pushing their way toward Fountain Hills. Some light showers for Scottsdale and out east for Mesa and Gilbert, and a couple of heavier storms taking place down toward Queen Creek and Sun Lakes. So all of this is tracking to the east, and you can see how it looks like the front is going to be spinning through here actually pretty soon. So the way that these showers are moving, the front is going to be likely right up around here, and it's going to be pushing across the valley. So temperatures are going to plummet as that happens. And as we know, we are already seeing a lot of snow up north. So lots of snow for the high country. Looks like it's still rainy in Payson, maybe a little bit of wintry mix there, but just go up to Pine and the higher terrain up there on State Road 260, and it will quickly turn over to snow. We're also seeing some of those snow showers out toward Show Low and Pinetop Lakeside and the White Mountains, which have been getting buried in snow since yesterday. So still a lot of this to come. As you can see, we're tracking this all the way up into Utah, and all of this is going to keep swinging around. So showers are in store as we go through the rest of the night, Isabella.
Yeah, I know we're going to bring up another cam of Flagstaff right now.
Gorgeous.
Good to see the roads are cleared, at least in this shot, but I think it's important to be aware, especially for people up there or just anywhere heading into northern Arizona. We're going to be seeing those icy conditions on the roads. Ashley mentioned she saw multiple wipeouts, so just be careful when driving. And also, Erica, you touched on that cell that was moving east here in the valley. Here's a live cam looking at Tempe. There's Tempe Town Lake right there.
Looks windy.
Yeah, windy and wet. You can see if you look really closely some of that ponding on the sides of the bridge. So I think for everyone who's going to be out and about driving this afternoon, whether you're in the valley, southern Arizona, northern Arizona, just give yourself some extra time as you are driving. Give yourself some extra minutes on that commute because, of course, safety is the #1 priority. And whether it's ponding or ice on the roads, I think it's a good reminder to everyone to be a little careful.
Absolutely.
Outside.
Yeah, those winds that we were just seeing there on the camera, I mean, they're gusting up to around 25 miles per hour. It looks like maybe even some wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour. So we're experiencing that wind here in the valley, but there's also some really high wind gusts in the high country as well. And in Prescott, it's currently gusting up to 44 miles per hour. So of course, that's going to make any of that snow that's coming down up north just really blow in your vision, creating low visibility. So that's another issue that we could be finding up north. Wow, this camera was a whiteout just a couple of minutes ago.
It's already melting. We're already seeing some of that melting. I don't know if we can pull that camera back up.
Yeah,
That's a good camera.
this is up. We're taking a look from just east of Flagstaff, and so just a couple of minutes ago, it was absolutely a whiteout, and now it looks like that snow shower has passed by. So that's one thing to keep in mind if you're going to be traveling on those roads up north, is that things can change very, very quickly.
And even though a lot of those winter weather advisories that are present up in northern Arizona, I know as of right now, a lot of those are set to expire at 8 p.m. today. But just as you mentioned, Erica, things are going to change. They can change by the minute. So it's just, again, a good reminder to be safe no matter where you're at across the state. We are going to head into a commercial break here soon, but I do want to say that we have nearly 500 viewers on our TikTok live right now, as well as some viewers on our YouTube. So after this next commercial break, I will do my best to kind of bring up some questions, address some comments. We really appreciate you guys tuning in. Safety is the #1 priority, whether you're in the Valley, northern, southern Arizona. There is it's a very active weather day here all across the state. So continue to tune in, comment, ask any questions, and Erica and I will do our best to answer them. Thank you for tuning in.
We'll see you soon.
Oh, keep going. 30 seconds.
30 seconds left. If you don't have it, all the breaking news, all the weather, all of that on that app.
Yay.
We'll be right back.
Okay, that works.
Hello, welcome back. It's Isabella Fredrickson and
Erica Horvatin.
And we are here with a weather alert just because it is a very active weather day all across the state of Arizona. We talked about the rain and the winds in the valley, the snow in southern and northern Arizona. So we're just going to keep touching on that. Erica's going to bring in some of her really great graphics here in a second. But I do want to shout out some of the comments we're seeing during this live stream, just as a testament that we're seeing a lot of weather all across the valley. Mr. Pavlin, 1978, said 23rd Avenue and Cactus area, it started raining and there was heavy hail as well.
Yes.
I think that's pretty cool. Jared of Sonora says that it's pretty awesome. You can drive less than 2 hours and you can build a snowman. We saw that up with Ashley Loesa. And then of course, someone else was asking what they can expect tomorrow for Flagstaff. I think that's a good question.
Yeah.
But I know we have a lot more weather to get to, so if you want to take it away.
Okay, sure. Yeah, so here's what's going on. We've got the second storm of this two-storm cycle making its way through Arizona right now. And as you can see, it's bringing a mix of rain and snow to the state. It all depends on your elevation. But down here in the valley, we're at about 1,000, 1,500 feet. So we are seeing rain across the southern deserts. Once you go up into the high country, at about 5,000 feet, that's where you're going to be finding more of this snow passing through. And this storm is going to keep bringing snow showers to the state as we go through the night. So here's a look at our future cast. And by around 2 p.m., still going to be looking very similar with those showers and thunderstorms still passing through the valley and out east toward the Superstition Mountains and all the way down toward Tucson and Safford. Up north, we're going to continue seeing these heavy snow showers from Flagstaff all the way down the rim to the White Mountains and up on the Colorado Plateau. And at 3 o'clock, it is still making its way through the same areas. At around 5 p.m., that's when we do start to see some changes here. As you can see, the valley looking a little bit drier by that time. Most of the rain and storm activity will be pushing southeast, so we may still see some around Queen Creek and Casa Grande at that time, but it will clear out of there pretty soon after that. Up north, though, the snow showers are expected to continue through the night. Scattered snow making its way from northwest to southeast through spots like Flagstaff and along the rim and up throughout the Four Corners area. We could still see some of the heavier snow overnight up around spots like I-40 and the Holbrook area. So if you do have any travel plans through tomorrow morning, expect some snowy and slick driving conditions on the roadways, especially because we have some much colder air moving in tonight. But here's a look at the remaining snow amounts that you'll end up seeing with this storm. They're not going to be adding up too much more throughout the day in spots like Flagstaff. We could see a little bit of snow through this evening as temperatures drop in spots like Payson, and we'll continue to see that heaviest snow out toward the White Mountains in spots like Pinetop Lakeside and Eager. Our temperatures are cool today, and they're at 56 in Phoenix and mostly in the 30s up north with some 20s in Flagstaff. And the winds are very, very gusty. We're seeing 44-mile-per-hour wind gusts in Prescott, 36-mile-per-hour gusts in Show Low. And so on top of that wind, it's really just blowing around all of the snow that's coming down in those high elevation spots. And as we go through tonight, winds are staying strong. You can see in the forecast here as we head through this evening that we're still going to be seeing some very strong winds, especially out in western Arizona, Bullhead City and Lake Havasu. It's a bit drier in that direction, so not causing as much of an issue. Overnight, the winds do start to subside, though, for most of the mountain terrain, and they'll pick back up to around 30 miles per hour or so in spots like Payson tomorrow. But we are going to be seeing some much colder air, like we mentioned, moving in. So there are some freeze advisories in effect for southern Arizona. Freeze warnings that are currently in effect, and that will include spots up to the northwest of the valley like Wickenburg and out east toward Globe, southwest toward Eloy. Temperatures will be dropping below freezing in those areas, and we'll even see some overnight lows falling into the upper 30s tonight in the Phoenix area. So it is going to be pretty cold out there tomorrow morning and Saturday morning. Check that out with the 38 degrees.
Wow. Still
Just above frost territory, but this is the airport forecast, so there could definitely be some colder spots in town. And with all this moisture, I wouldn't be surprised if we were to get a little bit of frost in parts of the valley.
Definitely. Speaking of, there was a question from Lil Philosophy. He's asking if we can expect hail in the valley, and I wanted to answer that. I did just step outside before we started this live stream, and it was hailing outside.
Yeah.
So I think that it's fair to say that there's a potential for hail throughout the rest of the afternoon.
Definitely, yeah. It's these storms, they're just strong enough and tall enough to get to the colder, freezing parts of the atmosphere. So once we get these strong enough storms, the water particles are climbing to the high parts of the cloud, they're freezing, and we're able to get some hail pretty easily. It's all small, but most of these heavier downpours are actually producing some hail as well.
Yeah, and I know we're seeing a lot of that already across the valley. I'm reading some of our TikTok live comments. Albie says she's experiencing hail in Buckeye right now. And then another one. Miguel Fernandez Flores says that it is hailing and raining right now in Santan Valley. Yeah, a very active weather afternoon. And I do know that at least in the valley, you did show those lower temperatures. It's still going to be pretty cold, but I know both in northern Arizona and southern Arizona, a lot of those overnight low temperatures are going to be at the freezing point, if not colder.
Yeah.
I was looking at Flagstaff weather right before this, and the low temperature for tonight and tomorrow was 10 degrees up in Flagstaff.
I know.
So I hope Ashley makes it back safe. It's going to be really cold up there, and I think just a good reminder to everyone out there, with temperatures getting that cold overnight, you're going to want to do some prep. So you want to make sure if you have any outdoor plants, you're going to want to cover those, because temperatures that cold can kill your plants outside. Also, any outdoor plumbing or pipes, just draining the water out of those, because with the freezing over with temperatures that cold, I mean, that can cause some big damage.
Yeah, definitely. I know. I'm going to consider putting maybe some sheets over my plants outside. You know, we're going to be just above freezing in downtown Phoenix area, but still, this is the coldest that we will have gotten all year. And I'm sure it can stunt the plants.
Yeah, good reminder to think of the 3 Ps, the pipes, plumbing, and plants outside, especially when the temperatures are going to get as cold as they do tonight. You don't want to endure the damage. You wouldn't want to kill any plants. If you have a garden outside, maybe some tomatoes, just it'd be nice to avoid that with the cold temperatures.
I'm very emotionally invested in my landscaping, so.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, we do still have some pretty heavy storms, like we were hearing some of you talk about the hail that you're seeing. So just another check on where these heavier storms are. We're seeing that out toward Glendale, so a chance for some hail there, and in West Phoenix and closer to Tolleson. We're also seeing some of the heavier downpours in Tempe and Mesa at this time, up along the 202. And another one of those heavier storms is down in Chandler on the 202 south of town. Heavier storms in Queen Creek, and then, like we heard, in Santan. Was it Santan Valley?
Santan Valley.
Yeah.
Yes. You touched on areas to east. I just saw another comment from Lima Bean Liam. He says it's hailing right now by ASU, so that's going to be over in Tempe. We just saw the cam of Tempe Town Lake. We're already experiencing some of that pretty hectic afternoon weather here in the valley. Continue commenting, you guys. We're loving to hear from you, and we're loving to hear from the weather you're getting from in your designated areas. So keep sharing your forecast with us.
Yeah.
Oh, someone else, user 20, says that there's hail in Avondale, and Carla shared that Chandler has very bad thunder right now.
Wow, very fun.
Very,
at least
very
I think
nice
so.
to hear. Oh, someone else, Lars, shared that he's in Winslow, Arizona, and there's a mix of rain and snow right now. So, of course, areas north, we're going to expect to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, really interesting to see the different weather variables all across the state of Arizona. Just everyone be safe as you're outside. Continue to share what weather you're seeing.
Yeah, so for the high country, for those of you guys who are up there, like in Winslow, for example, there are some closures to tell you about. So I-40 eastbound at US 93 is currently closed, and State Road 64 is closed in both directions. I-40 eastbound at State Road 89 in Ash Fork is also closed. And so you may want to keep up with AZ 511 with those closures, because due to this weather, it's causing accidents, causing some issues on the roadways that's making those big travel areas closed down.
Yes, Erica, I'm so glad you shared that. In case anyone missed, I did want to repeat that just in case. If you're out driving, especially in those areas, northern Arizona, southern Arizona, please remember to slow down and use caution while driving. And as Erica just touched on, for the latest road conditions and closures, you are going to want to go to az511.gov or call 511. I will also input this in the chat right now for those of you traveling, just because you want to make sure you're safe with this unpredictable weather.
Yeah, if we want to take a look at radar, I can actually show you where that one of those closures is. That Ash Fork, you can see it right here. That's the where you can pretty much go from I-40 to 89, and so this is where one of those closures was being reported. It's just west of Williams and east of Seligman. just enough in that high terrain to be getting some snowfall. It does look like things are winding down a little bit in that area, but there's definitely still a lot of snow with these heavy snow bands just to the east of there, right around Williams and from Williams to Flagstaff. And Flagstaff is really seeing some heavy snow at this time, and it is coming down all down the I-17 here as well, especially this band that's going to keep pushing east. That's going to cause some pretty difficult driving conditions down to Kachina Village and the Munns Park area. It does turn over to rain and mix though if you're going to be heading down closer to Sedona. But you know this spot on I-17 where you come down the mountain. So that is going to be maybe a tricky spot where you're going to be seeing a big change of conditions going from just rainy, wet roadways to those snow-covered, slick, icy roadways. And if you are going to be driving east of Flagstaff, just note the terrain changes pretty quickly there as well. So it's snowing just to the east to around 2 guns, and then temperatures are right above freezing. So it's turning over to that rain and wintry mix like we heard from one of you guys in Winslow. As of right now, our satellite and radar is showing that as rain. Certainly though, if that rain is heavy enough, it could easily turn that precipitation over to that wintry mix and snow. That's what happens when you have heavy rain. It cools our air down. It acts as that mechanism.
And we do know that the winds are pretty strong in that area too. So as we've touched on earlier, just that wind and snow mixture, the strong winds, it's a recipe for disaster, especially when driving. Lars comments that he's here in Winslow and it's very, very windy. He says it's getting really windy here in Winslow.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you showed that, Cam, because of that radar. I think it's a good reminder.
Yeah.
We are going to head to a commercial break here coming up in a few seconds. And Cory McCloskey will be subbing in for me. So stay tuned, continue to share your forecast in the comments, in the chat, and we'll do our best to adjust them. But thank you for tuning in for this Fox 10 weather alert.
And Cory's coming up.
Afternoon, everybody.
Well, coming up.
This is Erica. I'm Cory, and glad you're with us. Great job. I was watching your last half hour. That's fun.
Yeah, good stuff.
Fun to have something to do, isn't it?
A lot of weather. Yeah, I know.
true.
It's pretty active out there. And I mean, personally, when I was driving into work, bad traffic on the roads
Yeah.
because it was torrentially downpouring, and I was even seeing some hail. The water was pooling up on the roadways. So
Yeah.
everybody was going 10 miles per hour on the highway.
It's
you
true.
know how it goes.
Yeah. Well, I was stacked up on the 17. I was heading southbound. There was a northbound accident. And that, of course, means everybody on the other side has to slow down, because we can be so helpful by just looking over there and slowing all the rest of the traffic down. Keep moving, everybody. That's our recommendation. Well, anyway, there you saw a nice ADOT shot
Yeah,
there.
it wasn't looking too bad there yet.
Yeah, low-hanging clouds across Arizona, and we have a lot of folks visiting today from Mississippi and Florida.
This is very true. And one of those heaviest storms just passed over the Fiesta Bowl.
They're taking a beating out at State Farm Stadium. Yeah, maybe we can bring that up full screen and get a quick look at where that storm is that's over Glendale. There you see it, just to the north and west of the word Phoenix.
There it is.
I'm glad we're in here.
I know. Yeah, where it's, right about by the 101. So that is a really heavy storm that just went over. I mean, thank goodness we have roofs on the stadiums here in Arizona.
Hey, guess what? Our friend Ashley Loessa is in Flagstaff. You already know that. I don't know if you're just tuning in. Ashley, you look like $1 million up there. Who crocheted that hat for you?
This is from a small local business called Walmart. It's an exclusive, so thank you very much.
It looks great.
Keeping me nice. Thank you. Keeping me nice and warm here out in chilly and snowy Flagstaff. And boy, it's a little bit snowy out here. Actually, I'm going to say it's a little bit of a wintry mixture of both rain and snow. But that mixed in with the winds, we've got some blowing snow happening. So we got BK. Shout out to BK behind the camera. You can see beautiful winter wonderland, as we like to say. Whenever there's beautiful snow, you can see it on the trees, on the landscape. The pines are looking gorgeous. BK, if you can zoom into those roads. So again, it's a little bit of a wintry mixture of rain and snow. So the snow isn't really sticking on those roads right now. I do want to point out, because we did travel through I-17, and I think I heard you guys mention that portions of I-17 are closed because of the weather, and we have seen some collisions on our drive up here. We did see some wipeouts as well.
Ashley,
people on the side of the road. The
Ashley, can you
plows
hear
have
us?
been out and about. In fact, people have been out and about as well, even traveling from the valley to experience what is the first snowfall of
Ashley, can you hear us out there?
2026.
Yeah,
I can hear you, yes.
Just wanted to clear something up. It was portions of I-40 that were closed, not the 17. So you can still get up to Flagstaff. It's just that east-west
Okay,
travel
that's
a
good to
little
hear.
dicey. Yeah.
Okay, that's great to hear. So, still icy and dicey I-17, but wherever you're traveling to, definitely be prepared for active weather. You can see here in Flagstaff, though, again, beautiful conditions. The snow has been pretty light.
You can really see, Ashley, how that snow
nature.
was flying. Just when you see one half of a tree covered in snow and the other side bald, you can be sure you had some pretty sideways snowfall going there. You're right along the main drag there, right? Near the tracks, I see. What's the?
Yes,
are the
we're near
side
the
streets
Amtrak
starting to
right now.
pile up at all, or is everything still pretty just wet and slushy?
Side streets are a little bit dicey at times. So, but like I had mentioned, the plows, they've been out and about the main roads. As you can see, pretty solid so far. But you can see the snow right now still a little bit light. It's been on and off over the past several hours. We did see some sun breaks at times, but you can see people are even out. They got their winter gear, and gear up your vehicle if you're going to be driving up here as well.
Did you
Winter
have
driving
the
conditions are definitely
usual
going to be
Fox
necessary.
10 lunch, large daily stipend for, I don't know.
Oh,
what sort of
yes.
restaurant you were
Another local business, the Chick-fil-A. Yes.
Oh.
We stopped by the
I hear
Chick-fil-A.
they're so good.
Yes.
Delicious. They have the best fries.
Yes. Yeah. Try the spicy.
Yeah, we had a nice little meal out there, nice and cozy and warm, and nice and cozy weather out here as well. So as you join us right now, some light snow at that. We got cloudy skies, visibility, by the way, along I-17. It was pretty bad in some parts. So we encountered some pretty bad fog. The winds were blowing back and forth, so blowing snow may be something that you may encountering. But as you join us right now, you can see, okay, yeah, some of those cars need to clear out some of that snow, that's for sure. So if you're going to be out here, just be prepared to clear out some snow.
No, it always is the worst when there's snow on top of the car and then it falls onto the car behind you once it gets hit by the wind. So great advice, Ashley. Yes, clean off your cars. Do everybody else a favor. Make sure you have your emergency kit ready to go. A lot of snow on those roadways out there. Definitely icy patches, and it's only going to get worse through tonight in terms of that ice.
Yeah, boy, it's going to be chilly up there. Ashley, thanks. Will you be with us on Fox 10 News at 4 also?
She is, 4, 5, 6.
Excellent. All right. Well, get warm. We'll see you and Brian Kay in just a bit.
All right. Well, we are keeping up with you guys here on the trusty iPhone and with our streaming and some questions that you guys are having. And as we just heard, Ashley was in Flagstaff showing us those conditions. And we also have a couple of other questions coming in. And I'll start with the high country, asking about Payson. Well, Payson, you guys are actually seeing rain right now, maybe a little bit of wintry mix depending on your elevation. Temperatures there are at 37 degrees. So still above freezing, but have no fear. By tonight, it looks like temperatures should fall closer to freezing, and with that, it could turn this rain to snow. So a chance for some snow as we go through later on this evening and overnight, but it's going to be relatively light in Payson. As for West Phoenix, I'm getting a question about when's it going to get better in West Phoenix? And the question is, it's getting better. Our answer is it's getting better right now. So as you can see, things are kind of clearing out a little bit in West Phoenix as that storm pushes into central Phoenix. And man, look at how heavy that storm is. So
that is pretty exciting, isn't it? So that's right over the Dreamy Draw area, or just south of there. It's kind of pushing right into the nose of Camelback Mountain. That is a rip-roaring storm. Look at that.
Yeah.
So if you live along Lincoln Drive on the south side of Camelback, you've got some big,
It's moving to Paradise Valley.
You've got some heavy weather coming. I'm sure there's hail in there, don't you think?
Absolutely. Yeah, with these temperatures, it's not taking much to get that hail. Yeah, all the way up to around Sunny Slope, and then kind of lightens up further into North Phoenix. Yeah,
so Paradise Valley for sure, Gainey Ranch also, and all points eastward toward the 101. You are really in for it. That's the storm that passed over State Farm Stadium, right?
Yes. Yeah, definitely torrential rain. But other than that storm, the only other heavy stuff we have is going to be out toward Avondale and further to the southeast toward Apache Junction and out in east, kind of central to east Gilbert and Queen Creek.
Well, if you have friends who live over in that neck of the woods, oh man, give them a buzz because this is rather intense. Wow.
Yes,
yeah,
so
pretty exciting.
Yeah, lots of stuff happening. I mean, this storm was stronger. It's a colder storm, so that's why we're getting that heavier precipitation compared to yesterday. That's why we're also getting a lot more snow with this storm than yesterday. So it's definitely bringing some much different impacts.
Boy, so
today.
Nice to see this. We should have been seeing this all throughout December, at least occasionally during December, but with those kinds of temperatures, everything we got was just rain. So more snow ahead tonight. Boy, there's another advisory out.
Yeah, so we've got all these winter weather advisories across the high country.
A shot of our parking lot. That's a rain parking lot, correct? Go ahead.
Looks like we're going to a shot from our parking lot.
Oh, video.
Wow.
Okay, it's video. Yeah, that, walking through that, I was worried I was going to ruin my shoes.
Yeah, let's get personal here for a second.
Yeah,
this
we walked right through that.
Traverse, yeah,
Hail from Ellen.
it's pretty heavy. Oh, good, Ellen McNamara.
Oh, nice.
Oh, this is good. This is Ellen's backyard.
Oh, it's kind of, it looks
Look
like
at
she
the
has a little bit of the
hail.
hail. Yeah, it's bouncing.
Intrepid weather watcher Ellen. She's gunning for that free Fox 10 umbrella, I think.
Oh my gosh.
She's hoping to be weather watcher of the month. Wow, I see her boy is sports minded. We got the soccer goal. You got the pitch back as well.
Oh, video of last
Well, we just saw Ashley up in Flagstaff. Here's some video from earlier today. Boy, that's the Flagstaff we're used to in January,
I
right?
know. Yeah. I'm sure everybody up there is really, really happy to be seeing this snow.
Yeah. Boy, so much of Flagstaff's winter economy depends on this snow and people getting up the hill. You're a skier.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I mean, it was great in November. We had the big storm roll through. I mean, it was really like 4 storms within 4 days, and it dropped over 60 inches, which was incredible. But since then, that snow amount on the mountain
let's
has
space
really
it out
declined.
a little.
I know, we spaced it out by about 6 weeks. So now it looks like Snowball could end up seeing around a foot of snow.
Yeah.
I haven't seen them posting anything new. I know they got 3 inches as of yesterday,
Right.
but today was really going to be that big snowmaker. This
Well,
second storm. So I think it's probably absolutely coming down right
They're
now.
so happy. I love how flexible the ski resort universe is. I mean, when it's going to snow, all of a sudden people show up.
Yeah.
Their workers are on the scene and grooming and getting ready. So, yeah, it's going to be just in time for a good weekend.
Absolutely, and sunrise too. So sunrise didn't seem quite as much snow with that last storm in November as Snowball did, but now we're kind of doing a flippity flop.
Yeah.
And Sunrise is seeing the heavier snow with this storm, and they could end up with about 20 inches. So pretty exciting stuff.
Look at this. This is not what our friends who are Fiesta Bowl fans and travelers were expecting. Boy, this looks like a tropical event, but that is really intense. So we're looking northward, by the way. If you're checking in from elsewhere in the world or in the nation, there's a mountain to the south of Phoenix called South Mountain. It runs east to west pretty much. So we're looking due north across the city, and that's the sort of intense storm that we're experiencing now. That's pushing its way through what's known as Paradise Valley, and we'll switch you to a camera from downtown. And let's see, looks like we're looking across the airport now. And by the way, they were detecting some very strong winds at the airport not too long ago, and some hail and some lightning too. So they were, I don't think they had a ground stop going there, but flying into the airport, that can be pretty exciting when you get winds like that.
Yeah, I mean, winds are coming in at 32 miles per hour in Chandler, so those outflow winds are really hitting in the valley.
More coming your way.
Cool. All right, welcome back.
Welcome back.
We're coming at you live with some active weather across Arizona.
This is the Glamorous Weather Center for folks who are just, if they stumbled upon us, they don't know what, they're thinking, hey, I'd watch this show. So this is where Erica and I and Isabella sometimes, and of course, Crystal in the morning.
Yeah.
And Ashley Loessa, who is marooned in Flagstaff right now.
Yes, yes. She's out there. She's been hanging out in the snow all day long.
I know.
All day long. I know she's been driving around at times. She was on I-17. She said it was pretty dicey, and that was a while ago. Now it was kind of lightening up where she was. And the snow is looking,
right in town.
Yeah, a little bit lighter there, but I mean, there have been some really heavy, I wouldn't necessarily call them a snow squall, but pockets of really heavy snow.
Just south of town.
Yeah, that have been tracking through. We've been seeing a ton of storms here across the valley, so that's been exciting. Lots of people reporting hail. Yeah.
I got a little bit of hail at my house, and boy, right now, folks, in the eastern edge of Phoenix, over moving into Scottsdale, and yeah, this is the storm we're talking about. Wow, Erica, that is still really intense.
It really is. This is definitely the most intense storm we have in the valley right now. So a lot of you guys are going to be feeling this if you are in Scottsdale and Paradise Valley. This storm has just passed through kind of the east part of Phoenix, the Arcadia area, and is right over Paradise Valley at this time.
Yeah.
And making its way through central Scottsdale, up around McCormick Ranch, Gamey Ranch.
Boy, really, get ready. If you travel on the 101 or know someone who will be in the next 8 or 10 minutes, it is going to be really coming down. So just be careful. But this is just crossing Scottsdale Road now, around Indian Bend and so forth.
Yes.
And of course, with that kind of rain, that Indian Bend wash is going to be running, I assume. I don't know if it'll get full, but just be ready for that, because they close that thing down once the water gets up. So don't try to drive through the Indian Bend wash. I mean, it's exciting television for us when dumb people try to do it, but they actually call it here in Arizona, in Phoenix, or the Valley, the stupid motorist law. So if you drive through an area where you've been told not to drive and your car gets flooded out and you have to be plucked off your roof by emergency personnel, you get the bill. Don't do it. That's our recommendation.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's our biggest storm. There are a couple of smaller storms out there right now as well. Things definitely clearing out, and they'll continue to do so as we head toward around 4 p.m. Things should really start to clear out, I'd say, by 4 to 5 o'clock. But we still have a good amount of those heavier downpours out west. We're seeing those closer to and just east of Buckeye at this time, pushing it in toward the Estrella Mountains. Avondale, Tolleson, seeing some of those heavier downpours. Tempe, Chandler, going to be seeing some of that, and then more out toward kind of East Gilbert's and Sun Lakes. Lots of this heavier storm activity pushing east out towards Superior at this time, and still some light rain in Globe, but later on you guys could even see a little dusting of some snow if temperatures get cold enough.
Yeah, those storms that are there near Superior, kind of heading eastward along the road out toward Globe. And of course, everyone's always tense in Globe these days whenever there's very heavy rainfall. And if those storms keep together, you'll probably see the river running pretty hard. And
very good point.
Yeah, and just so you know, if you live on the west side of the Valley of the Sun, you're expecting somebody home at the usual time. Give that person some extra grace, because it is going to be slow going heading westward out of the valley, or out of downtown, I should say, on I-10, because those storms are going to be crossing the road and are already at some point. So, I don't know.
Yeah. And then up north.
Look at this fun. Gosh.
You know, Prescott, looking like there's potentially some snow in the area right now. Prescott Valley, Dewey, kind of right on the edge. It does turn over to rain closer to Cottonwood and Camp Verde. And Sedona is also still seeing rain, but if you go up Oak Creek Canyon, it looks like maybe some wintry mix starting to build in there.
That's
as temperatures
so beautiful. I mean, before it gets closed down, I'm not saying it will be, but or 89A, that is so pretty when it's snowy there. for sure.
Yeah.
I think we got
We're gonna
some
take a look
live
at
pictures.
Sedona.
Yeah, let's take a
Okay,
peek.
so yeah, Sedona, really just some light showers. It looks like
Got some snow on the those.
Yes, you're right.
You know, whatever has busted off of those hills over the thousands of years.
Nothing compared to Sunrise, Park, which we're seeing here.
Good for you guys. You deserve it.
Absolutely. Wow, a lot of people out skiing today, snowboarding, so fun.
Now, do you like to ski when it is snowing? Or
I
do you
do.
prefer a nice, sunny, quiet day?
Oh, I definitely prefer Bluebird Day. Just because visibility, when it's low, it's harder to see where you're going, and there's...
Can result in a fracture.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you don't want.
Higher amounts of accidents on the slopes on those snowy days.
Yeah, and you're a very good skier.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. And she doesn't blab it around, but it's true. She's not afraid of any. Give her as many diamonds as you want. She's ready.
I'll take 10. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, and it looks like we actually have more snow moving into the Sunrise area. So look at all of this.
This is so great.
Tons of precipitation, whether it's rain or snow, crossing in over the 60s. So that's heading towards Sunrise.
This makes all of the folks in, I mean, all the Show Low, Pine Top Lakeside, Greer, McNary, wherever you have a, you know, a lot of folks in the valley have a cabin up north or some kind of place to which they retreat in the summertime, but in the winter, it's exciting too to see all of that snow, and this is really going to put a beautiful blanket on everybody's house up there.
Definitely.
This will be some tricky driving though. If you are thinking about, oh, hey, it's snowing, let's head up tonight. You might want to wait until tomorrow when the plows have done their work and things are a little bit quieter. It's really no fun to drive in that sort of intense snowfall. I had to come down from Flagstaff about 2 winters ago, and it was snowing so hard that I had to be, luckily I was very near a plow, but hung behind that plow at about, I don't know, 20 miles an hour or so, all the way down the hill. And
that's smart.
it was nerve-wracking,
Yeah.
to say the least.
Yeah. So yeah,
By the way, Erica created this graphic. It's so good. Go ahead and walk us through that.
Exactly what you're talking about, you know, with driving up there. Right now it's all coming down. It's going to keep coming down through tonight. But by tomorrow morning, if you were hoping to get out toward the Sunrise area, this is around what you're going to encounter. So these are the snowfall estimates all along State Road 260. This goes from Camp Verde to all the way to the White Mountains, but you know, maybe you're hopping on at Payson. Payson's not going to be too bad, but as you head up toward Forest Lakes, you're going to encounter some much I don't know, just more accumulation.
Yeah. Forest Lakes always seems to be one of the big winners.
Yeah, you know,
they really do well.
They sit at just over 7,000 feet, so they're going to be getting the heavier snow from this storm. They're under the winter weather advisories, and so are Heber Overguard, Show Low, Pine Top Lakeside, some really heavy snow there. And then as you're actually heading out to the White Mountains, you're going to have to go to the State Road 260 summit. So that's where, you know, I don't know if they're going to be able to keep up with all the snowfall, and you'll just want to make sure that you are prepared with winter
a foot of
driving.
snow, that's exciting times for snowplow drivers.
Absolutely.
For sure. So yeah, and we've been talking about it this afternoon. az511.gov. Get that into your phone and make it a favorite, or do whatever you have to do, because it really is the very latest info.
It's super helpful, yeah. And so if you are going to be driving up the 17, and this goes up to, of course, Flagstaff from Phoenix, and can also take you northward toward the Grand Canyon, you're not going to be finding a whole lot of snow until you get north of the Sedona area. And once you do, those conditions will deteriorate. Oh my gosh, very quickly. Munns Park, Kachina Village, and Flagstaff are all going to be seeing some really difficult driving conditions.
I'm always interested in the native Phoenicians who really never drive in the snow, and then they get that first dose. That is nerve-wracking. I'm not sure what that would be like. If you grow up in a place where there's plenty of snow in the wintertime, you kind of get used to it. But it's always good to go slower, because boy, you can get in so much trouble so very quickly.
Absolutely.
Oh wow, look at that big storm crossing the 101 now.
Yeah, a closer look back to the valley, still showing those storms crossing, but I think we have a live shot from Glendale that we want to pull up, and things are clearing out there. Not too bad. Definitely
we
looking
go.
a little rainy in the distance, but
Better now than
Yeah.
3 hours from now, right?
yeah, lots of people are walking around. I can't imagine if one of these
big-
storms is crossing.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I meant to say that huge storm that we just saw. There may even be some sun breaking through out there. It looks like it.
It does.
Looks like a bit of a oh, look at people trudging toward the stadium. This looks like an evacuation of some kind. But we're glad you're all here, visitors from Mississippi and Florida. It's always fun.
What time was the game?
5:30.
5:30. So
Yeah, we have to
It's still a little
accommodate our
early.
East Coast friends.
yeah.
My brother was visiting here about a month and a half ago, and he's an Eagles fan. He lives in Philadelphia. And he said, "What time's the game?" I said, 10 a.m. He said, "What?" I said, "Yeah, that's right." Because we had, a early game out there is super early.
So
here,
early.
He was pretty shocked.
It's game
Are
time
there any
somewhere.
snacks here? Nothing?
My Starbucks coffee.
Oh, gosh. I keep trying coffee, but it keeps tasting like coffee. That's my problem.
You don't really like coffee.
No, I'm
you
not,
don't like a lot
not
of
a big
things.
fan. Oh, you know what I do have, though? That's right. I've got my Harkins Theaters Rewards Cup. In there
And a Diet
is a
Coke.
whole lemon and a tangerine and Diet Coke. I want a little tropical.
Sounds pretty good.
Hey, here, these poor people are being washed away over in the Salt River Pima community, and I'm yakking about my Diet Coke. That is intense. So Beeline Highway, I don't know why you would want to take it, but it's really pouring there. From leaving Mesa, heading up north toward Payson, you're really going to run through some very heavy weather. Let's check the tower cam and see what's going on out there as we look across, kind of looking out in that direction.
It's looking clearer than it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of this is clearing out. So that heaviest storm is now out east and kind of South Scottsdale, North Tempe, crossing in toward the Mesa area and up toward Fountain Hills. So
Yeah, we'll bring
Yeah.
it back to the radar now and we can see what Eric is talking about.
yeah, and I mean, this is all clearing out. Let's get a check on our forecast as we go through the rest of this evening, give you a look at where it's headed. So this is pretty on par. This is our model. And as we go through the next hour to couple of hours, we're going to watch all of this passing out to the southeast. So that's going to leave us a bit drier across the valley by 5. So for those of you guys heading out to the game at 5:30, it shouldn't really be much of an issue, this weather. That's good news. And then up in the mountains,